So this is the Geforce GT1030. It's an entry-level graphics card and it's passive, so there's no fans on it. So why did I choose it? Well, I wanted an entry-level graphics card mainly so that my 4K monitor could output 4K at 60 Hertz, because what I found was, even though it was about 2 or 3 years old, my Asus Prime motherboard would only output 4K at 30 Hertz. I was basically using the Intel onboard graphics capability, and it wouldn't push out to 60 Hertz, even though I tried everything, updating the BIOS, updating the Intel drivers, checking out the cable, was a high-speed HDMI cable, and everything like that. So I decided to go for this GT1030. You don't get a lot in the box, obviously, these days. Gone are the days when you used to get lots and lots of adapters and leads and stuff like that in the old days with the sapphire sort of cards and things like that. But basically, when you open it up, you basically get the graphics card itself, and then if you go underneath inside the box, you will then find a low profile bracket, a quick guide, which, to be honest, don't think there's a lot in there really to read, and then I guess, driver on a disc, although you might be better off just downloading it, the latest version, straight from the website anyway. So let's have a look at the actual graphics card itself. As I said before, it's passive, so there's no fan on here at all. It's nice to see these days, even on the entry cards, that we've got sort of coverings on the HDMI and the DVI-D outputs. There's also a covering on the point where you'd insert it into the computer. Now, the heatsink here is big, it's long, and it's quite tall. So I'll just tell you how tall that really is, sticking up from the card. It's about 3.5 centimeters, but I would kind of give yourself 4 centimeters, to be honest. So about 4 centimeters in height on that one. So next thing to do is just take off the coverings and install it. So at the moment, this is my 4K screen running at 30 Hertz using the internal Intel graphics adapter on the motherboard. And if I go to display settings, but then I have to jump to advanced display settings. I don't know if you can see it here, but basically I'm running at 30 Hertz here. Okay. And if I go to the properties and actually list the modes, and I'll be able to see that the highest mode I can get out of this on a 4K is 29 Hertz or 30 Hertz, even though the monitor, the Samsung UR55 monitor, will go to 60 Hertz. If I move down to the first 60 Hertz entry is actually 1440, which I don't want to use. I want to use 4K. So that's why I'm going to put in the graphics card. So we're just going to take the side panel off. This is Z390M Asus Prime motherboard. It's quite a new build with an i7 in it. Arctic freezer. Got 2 M2 drives in here as well. One Corsair 16 gig of RAM. VS Corsair 450 PSU. And as you can see, no graphics card in here at all, because I was just using the inbuilt graphics card. Now this is a Corsair case, but the downside to it is that you have to literally take out the metal PCI holes on the back here, so I can't clip that back in. That's just one of the disadvantages. So we've got a card. I'm going to take off the cover. I'm also going to take off the HDMI cover on the back, just in case it gets trapped. I'll make sure the clip is open. I'm just going to line this up by looking over the back. Slot it in and the clip's gone back in. All we need now is a screw and a screwdriver in order to keep it in place. So simple screw. If you build a lot of PCs, you'll have lots of spare screws probably left over from your builds and your motherboards, your cases and things. Okay, so that's nicely in place. So back into the screen. There's no drivers installed yet, so I'm basically just going to go straight to display settings and advanced monitors. Says the refresh rate is 1 Hz at the moment, which is interesting. Going to list all modes. Yeah, basically I've got 64 Hz 32-bit true color on there. On the top left hand side of your screen, it's a basic display adapter. That's what it's coming up with. And there it is. And then move over to support. And then choose Windows 10 64-bit. VGA driver. That's very old, 2017. But we will save it anyway. It's 400 meg. So the Nvidia driver was installed from the website. And I hope you can see this in the middle. It's quite small, but basically this is the new list. It's come up with some weird sizes on here, but basically there's a lot more in here now. So 3840 by 2160 true color, 32-bit, 30 Hz. But if I go up, I can go to 3840 by 2160 true color, 32-bit, 60 Hz. I'm going to choose that and then apply it. Keep the changes and OK it. So at the moment it's 2 gig on the video RAM, but the shared system memory is 8 gig, so it's up to 10 gig on there at the moment. So yeah, so you can see probably here that you can now get 3840 by 2160, and we're showing the refresh rate of 60 Hz. It's an 8-bit panel in SDR. It does do HDR, but I've got it set to SDR. This UR55 Samsung panel with RGB. So yeah, brilliant. So we are now running at 60 Hz from this graphics card, which is brilliant really for a kind of £70 graphics card. The GT 1030 Gigabyte 2 gig graphics card.